Hello, darlings. Happy Sunday. I'm coming to you to catch up. I've had my family here. I've been quite busy, but we need to get a video out about tomorrow's Black Moon. Tomorrow will be the 17th of July. That's 177. We just had Bastille Day, 14th of July, 1477, July 7. And we have a new Black Moon tomorrow in Gemini on Pollux, but in mainstream astrology, it's in Cancer, 69. 69, année érotique. So Jane Birkin has died. Jane Birkin died today. I just found that out 3 seconds before doing this video. I just opened and I've just seen this. So it's all bang on because JB, I just looked because my posts, I opened on Facebook, I pressed tap Jane Birkin and here we go. So this post from 30th of May, what I was writing about the Cannes Film Festival. There are massive fires in Palma. So the Canary, Spanish islands, the rain in Spain stays mainly on the plain. We've got the fires, the Canary is the medulla, it's the bird in the cage, it's the high priestess. It's the high priestess. Jane Birkin, high priestess, images. So there she is, Jane Birkin. This is the canary between your temples, between the James Bond. 777 is Dub L. L is just the 7 flipped. O7. You need the 4 phases of the moon. I was just looking for my picture of the 4 phases of the moon. But you see, this is everything I've been sharing. Here we've got the Magdalene is the Amy Medulla. There is the canary between the temples in the brain. This is everything we've been talking about. So these are the pictures from Jean de Barry. This is the name of the father of Jane Birkin. The father wrote the music for Dub LL O7, the English father, and then she married the Frenchman. Princess Diana sacrificed in Paris, the English rose, and now at the age of 76, the ovation was 7 minutes for Jean de Barry at Cannes and 9 minutes for Killers of the Flower Moon. It's all about the 4 phases of the moon. Jean de Barry, it's all lunar energy. You see the moon. There is John Barry, the father of Jane Birkin. Here is, I'll be coming back to the post. I was just looking for the moon, but you see all the pictures are here. Jane Birkin, yellow, black, Je t'aime moi non plus, the famous song. And she also had année 69, érotique. So there, Gainsbourg. And I cover her all the time. Melody Nelson, Mellow Yellow, Melody Nelson's colon, the spine, Snow White and the 7 dwarves, the chakras, and this is the high priestess to get past. So I'd always been thinking something was going to happen around now with Brigitte Bardot. Madonna is also, they're saying she's ill, but it's all about this canary, Vanessa Paradis, who in Chanel, Coco Chanel number 5, she is in the bird cage, is what I've been showing you in all my, so just going through these pictures. Where is my moon? The yellow, black, the fleur de lis. It's all about finding that 5th passage, this 5th element, and the Pandora's box, the 4 corners of the brain, the crâne, being closed, so you can't find your fifth element. James Bond is back from Russia with love, yellow, black. So where is at the Canary, one of the Canaries sunk, the Canary Islands, the eruptions we had last year, the diving duck in the summer triangle, and we've got Beetlejuice going on. Cranberry star dies at 46. Zombie, Cran is the crane. And there, I've told you, we've got Jack and Rose, rising the Rose. Jack, Jupiter, as Pluto is back in Sagittarius's home. Jupiter in Pluto is back in Sagittarius, Jupiter's home. Yellow, Jack. These are all the things I wanted to cover today. So where is that moon? I showed you Jack, D'Artagnan, BB, Buffalo Bill sitting in that temple here. When the temple, it's the High Priestess. We're at that passage. The hearts, the Janus, the Capricorn, Cancer, and tomorrow the Black Moon. So I'm going to be talking to you about this, the Lesser Key of Solomon, Seal of Solomon, which is what we saw in the vessel that went down, King Solomon's Shamir, which is the same story as the genie. It's the 777 that... Okay. As I'm looking for the picture, there's the bird cage, there's the bird, the yellow back, black, the canary, Jola Taxi in that video we see in the, she goes in under the tunnel, under the tunnel of Alma, and we see that 13th pillar. Voyage de la Lune. There again is the crane, the UK rain, the adder at the top, the cobra, the can of adders, the canary. Jane Birkin dies at 76. Seventh eternity, when the Lamb broke the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. 6, end of time. 76, Jane Birkin, the passage through the temples. The last, this is why I'm looking for this picture, you need to see. Okay, remember the medulla, the medusa, the medulla is the dark side of the moon, getting past that last moon. And this is why I'm looking for this image that you've seen many times, but it's just trying to help you join the dots at the right moments. So there we've got Natasha Kampusch. She was shut up for 3,096 days in Austria. And you can see that is the same face as Marie Antoinette, Sophia Coppola. Okay, I just opened it up. I shared this picture this morning. So here we've got the squared circle, we've got the 4 phases of the moon, and we've got the dark moon, the dark side of the moon through this triangle passage when the summer and winter triangles merge. Actually wrote Trip L Goddesses Dub L07. There is a last phase of the moon too, always under the horizon. So Black Moon tomorrow, 177777, and I shared a link to the Triple Goddesses. So basically, this is what we have to find to get through this passage, the Jane Birkin, Boaz, Jachin pillars. We've got today the sun on Pollux. Here is the moon coming up for the black moon tomorrow, right on Pollux, Lord of the Rings, the ruler of Gemini, Mercury in Cancer, 69, Jane Birkin. Mercury is that passage of the Virgo. Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini. So now the two 7-year-old twins, 7 Dub LL O7, and Jane Birkin dies today, and we've got Mars and Venus opposite Saturn. So Saturn, the true heir, king, lord of this merging, closing of the pillars. Saturn is at home on Fomalhaut retrograde, and opposite on the feet of Jesus, we've got Mars and Venus. Mars ruling Aries, where Jupiter North Node is just about to enter. North Node goes in the opposite direction of the planets, the Milky Way snake, the head of the snake, the lunar nodes to Earth will move into Pisces, and they will cross paths with Chiron, which is about to close his cycle since he was officially discovered in 1977. He will enter Aries, and he will touch that North Node as they cross over, coming up to the Paris Olympics next year. And Jane Birkin, who has been such an incredible icon, and plays the image of the rose, the English rose in France, has died. I mean, it really is absolutely the timing before this black moon tomorrow. So Mars in Leo, and these are the two planets. Mars, the bottom of the chakra system, Saturn, the third eye, opposite each other. They are the two symbols that I'll be showing you on this seal of Solomon. So this is Solomon, moon, and we have Venus about to start her retrograde on the 22nd of July, back to Cancer. We've got Mars ruling Aries, and we've got Venus ruling Libra and Taurus, and we've got the tail of the snake opposite Aries, the head, and we've got the tail in Libra at the moment. So Alpha Omega, the closing, and Venus will be doing her retrograde from the 22nd, and she will begin her journey back forward on the 3rd of September. So that 40 days, 40 nights of the temptations, Papa was a rolling stone, as Pluto is now fully back into Sagittarius, yellow, and they really are heralding revolution. I caught Australia 60 Minutes doing a program full of racist propaganda commentary, saying, really pushing how much the English hate the French. This is Je t'aime moi non plus. That was the whole play on words of the famous song of Gainsbourg and Jane Birkin. Love, hates. That's Mars and Venus. Love, hates. Mars and Venus. Love and hate together in Leo. Pride. The lie on, Leon, Elon. The light is on, L on, the last 007, and the hidden phase of the moon. So between this Solomon, which is what the Titan sinking was all about, it's about sinking your stone. This is the philosopher's stone. We have, they rejected, the philosophers rejected the true stone, and in fact this star is the only star which is not seen. It's below the horizon. It's a long way above the horizon, rather. The other three stars, there are only three which touch the horizon line. So Mercury, the Dauphin, Sun and Moon on Pollux, the boxer. That's the squared circle. A boxing ring is a square, a ring is a circle. In Gemini, so making a trine to Saturn, as we've got Pluto still square to the head and the tail of the north and south nodes, and Gemini, the air, the Dauphin rising, as we've got that energy of Saturn at home, and Pluto, Jupiter, using Pluto back in Sagittarius for this last Pete pull and bringing up their Jacques. So Jacques, this is the summer triangle, and we've got the winter triangle, and we've got Betelgeuse, Beltagaz, the wand of Orion, and we will be having a look at Uno's videos. You must go and see his part 1, part 2, Betelgeuse, and there's all this star in it. This is, again, it's Orion, Dorian Gray. This is the winter triangle, the summer triangle merging at this moment and bringing up their Lord of the Rings. So, new black moon, 177777, still in Gemini on Pollux, Lord of the Rings. So mainstream has got this going on in Cancer. So this is 69. And it's not, this is Kali Cancer. It's not, it's in Gemini. Okay, before I take you to that post, let's just see. I just tapped Jane Birkin, and I think that all my posts, she's coming up in every single. I have been talking a lot about Jane Birkin. So let's see this post here, which I did during Cannes. So, Jean Barry, Jane Birkin, Boaz, Jachin, Marianne, James Bond, JB, BJ, Brigitte Jones, Ben and Jerry, ice cream. Named after the Greek word baris for heavy, barium is a relatively dense and reactive alkaline earth metal. It is only found naturally when combined with other elements, and compounds containing barium have a wide range of uses. They are found in rat poison, weighting agents in oil, drilling fluids, and the white fluid used to visualize intestines in an X-ray diagnostic test called a barium enema. So that's for cancer. Cancer, the illness, they put this fluids to do their X-rays. Poisonous barium is now found in the blood from chemtrail spray planes. John Barry in full. John Barry Prendergast, born November 3rd, 1933, York, England, died January the 30th, 2011, Oyster Bay, Long Island, New York, British composer who provided the musical scores for more than 100 motion pictures and television programs, notably 11 movies featuring Ian Fleming's iconic spy James Bond, From Russia with Love. 11 movies. That's either your Gemini, 2 pillars. Gemini is the 2 pillars. That's why in the image you get the Gemini up here. You get the red and yellow of Asia, America, fire, air, the white and black of the feminine, and this blue spica or Vega star, the Torah, and you've got the triple goddess, the 3 phases of the moon, and the Mary Magdalene. So back to what I was reading. Just the facts. Atomic number of protons in the nucleus, 56. Atomic symbol on the period is bar. Atomic, so yeah, you can go through this. Barry captured 5 Academy Awards this is all his films. Goldfinger. Right, so Jean de Barry, 7-minute ovation. 9-minute ovation for Killers of the Flower Moon. 9 is the 6th. Jane Birkin dies at 76. Black Sheep, History of Barium. So, you know, V for Vendetta coming in. They're pushing for the revolution. As I was saying about that Australian documentary, they're really doing subliminal engineering towards this anti-elite English. You know, I do think that we're looking for some big thing happening with the royal family and bringing in the Robin Hoods. It's coming. So that is for the Cancer. Barium 56. Barium. John R. Barry, the father of Jane Birkin. The elephant. Barium swallow for Cancer. Jane Birkin and her father winning an Oscar. Jane Barry, the Two Pillars, Jachin and Boaz. BB, Brigitte Bardot. So 13 or 31, 13 makes BB, 13 is Mary Magdalene, the chakra system and the passage through your pillars. The B is the 13. It's all about this passage for your third eye, the milk and honey, and the opening through the medulla. There is your LGBT, British Telecom, got the moon, the fertility, Seranus, Dionysus, Pan. Oh, Jane Birkin. So, you know, we will have to look at her charts. Okay, so I thought I had better open up Jane Birkin's chart. So 14th of December, she would have been considered a Sagittarius, but I am not opening Stellarium 2 to check, but Sun still in Scorpio next to Mars. You can see you know, she was married 3 times, so 7th house is marriage. She has got her Mars and her Sun right in that gap, the galactic gap between Sagittarius and Scorpio and Taurus and Gemini. She's got Uranus in Taurus making an opposition to the very volatile relationship she had with her men, Mars and Sun, and Mercury in Scorpio. She had lost a daughter, Kate, her first child, with her first husband. Was it her husband? It was her husband, not her father, John Barry, of course. It was her husband, her first husband. So Jupiter in Libra. So what do we have for death? We've got Pluto just back in Sagittarius, which her 8th house of death is in Sagittarius. She has got her 10th house opening in Capricorn, rising Taurus, Venus conjunct Jupiter. And this 69, we had Saturn that rules her Capricorn death with next to Pluto in Cancer. So that journey of Pluto right opposite her Pluto, that is the biggest thing, is this opposition between Pluto to Saturn. And he's just come back opening her death door. So there we have it. We won't spend too much more time on that, but Moon in Leo, the celebrity, 5th house, all that joy and romance and childish energy, very subjective, all here. Her work, she's got 6th house in Virgo and Mercury in Scorpio, very intense, very artistic, very all her expression of just who she was, and that rising Taurus, the English rose, and Venus at home with Jupiter, this beauty in Libra. So yeah, it's a big thing because I didn't even know who she was when I was 16 and met my husband, but it was all about living out that archetype. My husband and everybody knew very well the story of Jane Birkin, and I didn't realize what I was being, what the role I was playing until many years later. And I never forget when I first heard Melody Nelson. I've been talking about that Rolls-Royce Romulus and Remus, the famous song. I even showed it to you not long ago in a video. So we knew we were building up to this. These are the JMP pillars, everything we've been talking about, the Medulla passage. In the coronation of the king, we've got the Merlin, Arthur's stone, the philosopher's stone, which is what they want, this Arthur, Gemini, Merlin, bringing up the sun and the moon joints for this black moon. Their pillars, the Gemini here. And, this is very much the entry into the golden age. New black moon, 177777, still in Gemini on Pollux. Lord of the Rings, the box, closing of the box, the boxer, the dog. That's why they always use boxer dogs for Sirius. Ruler Mercury in Cancer, 69, Cali. Moon rules Cancer, Sun rules Leo, where Mars, Venus sit, and Venus goes retro from Leo to Cancer. From the 22nd, catch 22, 22 is BB. Neptune is now retro in Pisces, as Saturn is in Aquarius, and Pluto retro just back to Sagittarius. Jupiter, ruler of Pisces, Sagittarius, still in Aries with Uranus and North Node, as North Node prepares to leave Aries for Pisces to close the 1977-2023 cycle. So I make that, is that 46 years from 77 to 2023, 77, 87, 97, 2007, 2017 is 40, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, that's 46. She was born in 1946, 46 years. I wrote all this yesterday. I only just found out. Cycle of Chiron also in Pisces and about to move to Aries. They will meet as they move in opposite directions on the door between Pisces' last door and Aries' first door. Chiron was discovered in 1977. Chiron's last. Chiron is this gap here between Sagittarius and Scorpio. Ophiuchus opposite Merlin. Right here, the Philosopher's Stone. And we've got this new moon right here in Gemini, and that was her 8th house. Pluto just back. And yeah, she's got all this Pisces, Aries. There's the North Node moving into Pisces. There's Chiron that will be moving into Aries. So these pictures, I just did this last night. Writing all the time, Dub LL O7, James Bond, Jane Birkin, Joe Biden, Bridget Jones, you name it, it's the passage. And here Solomon, as we have Venus retrograding between Leo and the moon, the King Solomon's Shamir, and this porthole is this seal, this Solomon seal, Saturn, Mars. They're making an opposition. There is the keyhole. There's Pisces. And the passage, this keyhole passage when the winter and the summer triangle merge. So there's the vessel, there's your porthole. It's just like in Aladdin's lamp. It's the fisherman, it's meeting Formerholt, is that Pisces passage, the Vesica Pisces. It is this passage, so the vessel of brass. This is the form of the vessel of brass wherein King Solomon did shut up the evil spirits. Pandora's box is being closed. Black moon on Pollux, the box, keeper of the four corners, Sirius. Somewhat different forms are given in the various codices. The seal in figure 131 was made in brass to cover this vessel with, at the top here, this history of the Jachin shut up in the brazen vessel by King Solomon recalls the story of the fisherman and the jinn. That is the passage of the Pisces closing Pierre, Peter, Paul and Jacques, hanging Peter upside down, the St. Andrew's cross as Leo the Lionheart, the Robin Hoods and the Richard Lionhearts, the Prides, VirgO riding Leo as Leo rises onto the descendant and Aquarius falls onto the ascendant. VirgO, La Marianne will be risen in France. Jane Birkin dies. The English and the French, the bitch, the Garce, the Black Madonna and her Dauphin Mercury in Cancer, 69. So there's your porthole of the vessel. 777 Dub LL O7, Alistair Crowley, all in yellow. Pluto just back to Sagittarius. It's the yellow Canary. The Can, D-Day was in Normandy, Can. Tin of Canada. The lesser key of Solomon, the lesser. You know, what key are we going through? Solomon is the merging of the sun and the moon. There will be no need of the sun and the moon in the kingdom, for you will have lit your thalamus, Aquarius. Your third eye falls onto the horizon, the poutine, and we are up straight, our crane, Ukraine, rain. So, you know, I think Britain, Jane Birkin dying, this is a sign of the times. So what have we got here? We've got all the 22 foot vessel and 67. She dies at 76. Again, that ovation, 7 minutes and 9 minutes. That's 7/6. 7 is July and June is 6. So mainstream have got this in 69/7, and we know that the black moon is in Gemini. Marks the spot, and the meter, I told you I was in New Zealand under the winter triangle. I was in Taronga. That is the Canary. There it is, Taronga. And I went to Sulphur Point. I went to Sulphur Point. So there's Sulphur Point right here, right on the wands. I don't want to surf that area, thank you. Right, and there's the Mount, and I showed you that 323, where I was staying, is this house built so that summer winter triangle where I was, Taronga. This is the winter triangle, and they've put the same houses of where I am, the summer triangle. Number 323, that's the equinox, 23rd of March, and 323 Miran's Jacques is 323. This is the postcode 323. Marianne 323. The Tempest. VirgO, the Island. It's your eye. It's your third eye. It's Miranda. It's the Mary Magdalene and Mary Ryan. Miran's Juliet Cameron. She played, and that's how this is my great-great-grandmother. So this great friendship. So my friend last night sent me photographs of that I haven't ever seen from my wedding days, and she is the granddaughter of Juliet Cameron that adopted my great-grandmother, and this is the image of her playing Miranda, Juliet Cameron. So okay, wait, this is, I mean, we're not going to get into that, but this is how Mary Ryan met my great-great-grandfather, Henry Cotton, and they went to live in India. We've just had, for the Bastille Day, Macron had all the Indian army, Macron, Indian, Bastille Day. Macron tries to woo India's Modi despite human rights concerns. So they had this big meeting for Bastille Day between this Indian Prime Minister. So this connection with Mary Ryan. Mary Ryan means little king. Mary, and this is a play, both words. Mary Ryan, that's the same words. Just the N and the M, you know, it's where's that picture again? So all the pictures that Juliet Cameron took from the Isle of Wight. So we're not going to get too into that. Don't want to go off on one, but if you can see, and that's where I was. That's where I was for, I have to go backwards to Taronga map for the closing of the Four Corners. And now it's happening exactly on the other side of the world, the other triangle, and that is the Canary. It's the Canary is Orion. It's this, that holding the wand. There's the wand, there's the torch at the top. You know, I went to that closing because I went with Matt's mother, who teaches Shakespeare to all the Maori children. So all the Maori children love her very much because she does this, you know, with all her joy and happiness. She's lost both sons, I think, very much as Pollux and Castor, because this is what is above where they live here. And all the children love her, and that's why I went with her. And that was what that's what my great-grandmother was playing. She was playing Miranda and Prospero in The Tempest. And that's what I lived when I was there, The Tempest. The Philosopher's Stone, that's why at the coronation we get the stone and Merlin's chair. Stone. And that's our black moon tomorrow. This is the video from Uno, Beetlejuice, and I say here Winter Triangle, Southern Hemisphere, Betelgeuse. I'm obviously pronouncing that wrong. is in Orion, still in Taurus, Venus, new black moon in winter triangle in Gemini on Pollux, Boxer, Lord of the Rings, 177, Akka 777, and Bastille Day, 14th July, also 777. Venus goes retro 22 until the 3rd, from Leo to Cancer. Solomon Seal, the Titan, Betelgeuse, Beetlejuice is the Canary, the Medulla in our Cranberry. That's why the Cranberry singer, Cranberry, Beetlejuice. Beetle is the scarab of Egypt, the 4 parts of the brain, the 4 corners, the closing of the 4 corners of the box. This is what we're at. So the winter triangle is an astronomical asterism formed from 3 of the brightest stars in the winter sky. It is an imaginary equilateral triangle drawn on the celestial sphere with its defining verticals at Sirius, Betelgeuse and Procyon, the primary stars in the 3 constellations of Canis Major, Orion and Canis Minor respectively. Winter triangle. For much of the night in the northern winter, the winter triangle is high in the sky at mid-northern latitudes, but can also be seen during autumn, in the early morning to the east. In the spring, the winter triangle is visible early in the evening to the west before its stars set below the horizon. From the southern hemisphere, it appears upside down and lower in the sky during the summer months. So that's what I saw when I was there. So the V of Pisces is like the peak of a mountain from below, and whilst I was there we had all the planets in Pisces all lined up. I had posted about it. I lost my old account. They're in all my blogs, so you go and have a look. But he talks all about that film, and they're showing about that star all the time in the film. So that's the black moon. This was the night after an incredibly blue sky for Bastille Day. And then we get this coverage, and right above my church, my village, you know the importance. It's D'Artagnan, Lupiac. This is the summer triangle where I am, next to the 5-star Lourdes Pau. The North Polaris. So we've got this strange cloud formation. See, show you that. We've just had electricity cuts on off for an hour. Not sure what that's about. So I just pick up on stuff that I see. So hanging out with the Pride of Lions, we've got VirgO with the Pride. She works in a place called Vision, Single Vision. So that image I showed you of the triangle and the 4 phases of the moon with the black moon in the middle, you've got the horizon, the eyes on, and then you can find your third eye passage of Bridget Jones, Jane Birkin, and this is the Mary Magdalene. She's got her cross on as well. The Whore of Babylon, VirgO, Mercury rides the lion as Leo, Sun, Apollo, Mercury, Sun rises to take the hormonal horizon, and VirgO rises above the horizon to ride the lion. Leon, Noel, Elon, Lone, the beast. The Poutine, Black Beauty, Madonna, Black Madonna, the Black Dam. We've just had the dam flood. That's what his video was about, Uno. It's about the floods in the same town that begins with a V, Verm something. The floods, the dams, the Notre Dame. So Beauty and the Beast, BB, Brigitte Bardot, Tina Turner as TT 2020, which is 22 again, Catch 22. This is when Venus goes retrograde, July 22nd. V is the 5-pointed star of Venus, the heart passage, 2020 vision becomes one vision. That's the name of this wild Leo Cat Park with Virgo girl. So it's also MM 1313 is also BB. Mary Magdalene is when you can move between objective, subjective, flesh, spirit. Leo Lion, heart, pride. The lion flesh lies down with the lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Barium. Jean de Barry, the husband of Jane Birkin. Barium is 56. So 5th house is Leo, 6th house is Virgo. Barium. The lion lies down with the lamb. Black sheep. The black Madonna. The Virgo high priestess passage through the thalamus. Humans normally have 46 chromosomes. Jane is born in 1946. 23 pairs in each cell. 2 copies of chromosomes 22. 1 copy inherent from each parent from one of the pairs. Chromosome 22, which is also Capricorn, is the second smallest human chromosome, spanning more than 51 million DNA building blocks. So that's your area 51. And the 151 club, 151 is what you see in the famous pictures of Melody Nelson, the Rolls Royce, Gainsbourg and Jane Birkin. I've covered in many videos. So, you know, in 1999, that is, again, you've got the 999. That is just the 90-degree angle, which makes an L or a 7. So you got to find the 4th pillar. It's 4 times 4. So I was talking about Beetlejuice. 4 corners, dung, Beetlejuice is cranberries, your crane, UK rain, brain, skull, crane, cranberry singer, died at 46. When I'm 64, the 4-tune Beatles, the scarab became a symbol of birth, life, death and resurrection. All for one and one for all. 14 pieces of Osiris. Floods, fertility god, a dam, Notre Dame, the dams break. Adam, Adam, atom, 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 atum. Atiswe means bless you in French. Atum means to sneeze. It's like atum. It's to sneeze. You can't control your sneezing. That's what the medulla does in the brain. It's that unconscious side being brought up. You either implode or explode. The yolk, the egg, the aigle is the eagle. The AIG is pronounced my village as N. Hate the Mad Hatters. La N. So Black Beauty, Beauty and the Beast. What have I got here? Yeah. LOLO, BB, Back to Black, Sunflowers, Bees, Nuclear, Black Beauty, Beauty and the Beast. The Belle and the Bet is Beauty and the Beast in French. Make sure it's BB. Tisway, Atum, Atom, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Tom Cruise, TC, Top Cats, Sylvester, Celeste, Dion, Celeste and Dionysus, Lucy and Mr. Tumnus. This is the time of temptation to get through the pillars. Venus going retrograde between Solomon, 22nd of July till the 3rd of September. That day I'll always remember. So that video of Atomic is all in black and yellow. She's dressed in yellow and a black dustbin. So here again, this is the English Rose who wins on a black stallion, the winning round, the Dressage World Cup. Everything is alchemy on the horizon. Horizon, Horin, Putin is the vertical line, your crane, UK rain, and she won on a score of 96.54. So 96, Capricorn, 69. Cancer, Moon rules Cancer, Saturn rules Capricorn. It's the Moon, Saturn, Tropic of Cancer, and Capricorn. Repeating the test that she won gold on Capricorn, Saturn 96. Jupiter competes for the place. Black Horse, Jack, and English Rose, Black Stallion, Jupiter, Jack, Polo, Yellow Mutable Fire, the Horse Show, Horizon, and the English Rose. From Jack, Jupiter, Sagittarius, and Jill, Virgo, Mercury, to Jack and Rose, Taurus, Jack and Rose. And she is rising. She's got her North Node right on the bullseye. We've got Vesta right there for her departure. Okay. Tomorrow's Black Moon coming up tonight. We've got, so they show us the Black Moon just in Cancer, but you saw it's absolutely, is that right now? Okay, to tomorrow. So tomorrow it's going to be I make it 9 o'clock. So on the charts, this is in Gemini, the new moon. So we've got 6th house, 7th house. Jane Birkin died at 67. Here's Venus about to come back. Mercury in Cancer. North Node still in Aries, coming to this big crossing of Chiron and North Node as Chiron's last from 1977, which makes 177, that's 777, and the 9 is that hidden last angle because the 9 is the 90 degree, which is the 7. 777 is Remembrance Day. 1111, which is all for one and one for all. You remember your body parts, your 2 legs, your 2 arms. Sagittarius rules the thighs. Gemini rules the arms and the lungs. And you get your Saturn, your crown. So Pluto making that square still to South and North Node in Aries, tail in Libra. Venus rules Libra. Venus is going retrograde to Kali, the tail of the snake. It's going to be activated with this retrograde Ketu in Libra. That is the fiery snake on the pole of Moses. Mars, the ruler of where Jupiter is. And Mercury in Cancer, Kali. And Pollux, the Lord of the Rings, taking this energy of Kali, the children. Mercury, you know, this energy of the children taking on this killer instinct of the mother. Hell hath no fury than that of a scorned woman. And Saturn retrogrades right opposite all this in Leo. And Pluto on this chart I've got here, he is retrograde. He is back in Sagittarius now, making this yellow-black nuclear energy. So let's just finish looking at these headlines. So they're showing you the iconic song Je t'aime moi non plus. And these are all things I've covered. I've covered so much of Jane Birkin. And, you know, this is really very much the role that I was playing in my marriage and my time in France. So what have we got? 9 bodies recovered from flooded. We've got 9. We've got dangerous, the heat wave coming in everywhere. Rocky Horror, Susan Sanderdon, Dangers in AI. We've got Kubrick. I always talk about Peter Sellers in his film Dr. Strangelove. Bastille Day. We've got Bidden and Barbie, BB 22. We've got him coming back up again, the rebels that that I've covered so much. Buffalo Bill, D'Artagnan, same archetype, Merlin. This is why that Beetlejuice video is important of Uno, because it's about this winter triangle, Merlin, and merging with Ophiuchus in exactly where Jane Birkin's Sun and Mars are conjunct, in that gap between Sagittarius and Scorpio. So yeah, French icon actress Jane Birkin dies. So she's English and she's a French icon. Jane Birkin and Gainsbourg, that's the G between the pillars. It's your G. Got to find the 7, the last corner. Okay, I tried to be short and sweet today. That's pretty enormous news about Jane Birkin. It's everything that I have been leading up to in the past videos. It is just your temples. It is just this high priestess here. So you can come and book. I'm free for readings. I have put up this is my feedback. You can come and read feedback. So I will be doing, I've got 2 people who've come forward. I'm going to be doing an example of my readings. They are on a whole new level. You know, it really is very easy for me now to see who you are and to relay it in a very clear fashion. And so my readings have gone up. My natal readings have gone from 150 to 170. Let's go and see. So Trinity, 1 reading plus 1. It's at 250. Natal and Saturn returns are at 170. You can have, if you get this one, the Trinity, you can have natal plus 1. So you could have your natal and your Saturn return in 1. And all the other readings, 120 for tarot transitions. And then all these other readings, I have some changes to do, especially on some of these last ones. I'm going to be doing different drawing charts that I'm doing. I'll be showing an example of that. But I have, I'm going to be doing an example reading that you will be able to rent and have a preview of. So that will be at a low price. But I don't want everybody, it's not for everybody, my readings. You know, it's very personal doing a reading for someone, and how I work as well. So those of you who've already had readings with me, all readings are still at 80 for anything you wish to have. I give you examples of what you can, the topics that you can have readings on, but basically you can design the reading that you want of 1 hour. I am more and more psychic. I do enjoy using my tarot cards. They get straight to the core of what you want to know. And those of you who, who've already had readings and would like to offer a gift reading to somebody, many of you do that. Just let me know by email, or just make a donation at 150, not 170. So all my old clients, if you've already had a natal reading, you can offer somebody a reading at 150. But new people coming in, it's 170. It's, my natal readings are 2 hours long with 3 small breaks. So it's about 3 hours together. I upload, and although I don't do long written feedbacks, I do still do a page feedback for everybody. Give you links, images of the tarot cards, images of your planet movements, if it's the Saturn returns. So, and you know, PayPal take quite a lot of tax, and the French tax as well. So I'm afraid it's just how it is. I can't do more than 4 or 5 readings a week. So my time is precious. I do still always give free readings regularly to people in my village and to friends on Facebook. So, darlings, I'll leave it at that for today. I'm going to do my newsletter right now as well. So subscribe if you haven't, which I'll be doing. I always do tarot now in my newsletters. And I send you all my love. And let's see what happens tomorrow for this new moon in Gemini. It's about communication. We've just been having electricity cuts, power cuts. So we'll see what happens for this Venus retrograde and Black Moon in Gemini. All my love. Bye for now.